Good evening. Welcome to my review of the Dayan Tengyun V2, Dayan's newest flagship and also their first cube with customization. But before we get into that, let's quickly go over the Tengyun V1. The Tengyun V1 is a pretty popular cube, and its release marked a comeback for Dayan after they had kind of become irrelevant in the 3x3 space. The V1 is really fast and light and has super smooth and satisfying turning. Those qualities are why it's my main. It's also by far the quietest 3x3 there is. However, a lot of people thought it was way too fast, and it was also paired with relatively weak magnets that are placed close to the center of the pieces, so they didn't help to balance out the speed like they do on other cubes like the GTS 3M. That's where the Tengyun V2 comes in. Now, every video about the V2 places heavy focus on the customization, and they explain it a lot better than I could, so I'll only go over it briefly. The cube comes with 3 tools: a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a tensioning tool. The flathead screwdriver is used for adjusting the magnets. They're numbered 1, 2, and 3, strongest to weakest in that order. The magnet you'll feel is the one closest to the vertex of the edge. The Phillips head screwdriver is for the screws under the center caps, which is used to adjust the tension like on any other cube. Also under the center cap is a hexagon inside an octagon. The hexagon allows for finer and easier adjustment of the centerpiece travel, and the octagon allows you to change the strength of the springs. Now for performance. This cube performs really well, with regular corner cutting well over 45 degrees and effortless reverse corner cutting. There is a place over 45 degrees where it can't corner cut, but really when will you ever need that during a solve? However, it should be said that the Tengyun V1 could corner cut from literally anywhere while testing. The V2 is pretty fast and flexible on the settings I use, but with some customization you can make it stable and controllable. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I'm thinking it too. I probably should have addressed it earlier. Why the hell is this kid so bad at reading his own script? But you might also be wondering why the title of this video says I don't like this cube, but I'm praising it so much. That's because of the feel of this cube. I main the Tengyun V1 because it's super fast and light, and it feels amazing to turn. I initially got it just because I wanted a quiet cube to use while I'm in Discord calls, but as soon as I started doing solves on it, I got hooked on the super smooth feeling it has. The Tengyun V2 doesn't have that feeling very much at all. It feels more like the GAN XS than the Tengyun V1 to me, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I like the GAN XS, that's why it used to be my main, and also I have 3. Don't ask. But it has one key difference from the XS that makes me dislike it, and that's the weird friction between the layers. I'm not sure why, but this cube takes so much effort to start a turn, even on the weakest magnets. I messed with the settings a whole bunch to try and fix this, and tightening it and making the springs stronger helped a little, but what helped the most was adding Nebula to it. I have no idea why, but even though Nebula is Speedcube Shop's heaviest lube, it sped this cube up like crazy. Every other cube I've used it on gets super slow with it, but whatever, go figure. The thing is though, all those things only reduce the friction. It still takes a lot of effort to start turns, and after doing a few solves, the effect of the nebula sort of wears off. I like the Tengyun V1 because of how smooth and effortless it is to turn, and the V2 almost completely got rid of that, so I can't say I like this cube. The traits I like about the Tengyun V1 just aren't here, and the traits I do like are more present on the GAN XS, which I have 3 of. Seriously, don't ask. So as excited as I was for this cube, and as badly as I want to like it, I just can't justify switching to it. Now, all of that is just my opinion. This is not a bad cube by any means. Hell, I got my best on-camera single with this cube. So, if you didn't like the Tengyun V1 because it was too fast and the magnets were too weak, the V2 fixes that. It also fixes this weird lockup I sometimes get on the V1 that's, I think, caused by this right angle on the corner pieces getting caught on the center. And it also has nicer stickerless shades and a slightly matte plastic finish that feels like a broken-in GAN. Yes, it feels like a GAN, but it isn't slippery out of the box, and comes with that super nice extra grippy feeling. I hope other cube companies take note of this. All in all, I recommend this cube if you want something with a lot of customizability and don't mind a lot of friction between the pieces. But I don't recommend it if you love the Tengyun V1 for its smooth and effortless turning. Now, I posted on r/cubers that I was making this review, and I told people to send me questions and I would answer them here. Who asks? How does it compare to the V1? So that's pretty much what this video is about, but I'll quickly summarize it here. The V1 is super fast and effortless to turn, and it has a super unique feeling. But the V2 has a lot more friction between the pieces, and it's nowhere near as effortless to turn. The performance is slightly better, but the feeling is completely different, and if you like the V1, you might not like this one. Next question from what are the best combinations of tensions and elasticity? Not just the best overall, but for different tastes like control, speed, and or stability. So when I was messing with the settings, it was to help me get to like the cube at all. So I can't really answer this question effectively because I've only found one setting that I like. But Phil Yu made a video where he went through pretty much all the settings and gave his thoughts on each one. So I recommend you go and watch that video. I'll have a card in the top right of the thing. Anyways, if you're curious, my settings are 0.8 for the hexagon and 1.5 for the octagon. This is my screw depth, and my magnets are on 3, the weakest. Next question. Google Guide 23 asks, is it your new main? So I already said earlier in the video that it's not going to be my main, and that hasn't changed, but what has changed is the weird friction I was talking about has sort of gone down over time. It's still there, but it's not as bad, and I kind of have a feeling that it's going to go away entirely, but I still can't see myself switching to it right now, because I really like the way the Tengyun V1 feels, and I think it just fits my turning style more right now. But who knows, maybe in the future, the V2 will suit me better. But right now, no, the V2 is not going to be my main. I'm sticking with the V1. Small Brown Cows asks, Calvinism or Arminianism? Calvinism, major branch of Protestantism. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Pastafarianism. Next question. Dank Cubes asks, how does the strong magnet compare to other cubes? Let's find out. Alright, so I've got the GTS3, the GAN XS, and the Tengyun V1, because those are the only 3 flagships I have. So first let me put the Tengyun V2 on the strong magnets. Alright, it's on the strong magnets now. Yeah, those are definitely some strong magnets. What magnets do I have this on? Alright, there. This is on the strongest. Yeah, I'd say the strong magnets on the GAN XS are stronger than on the Tengyun V2, but the friction of the Tengyun V2 makes the magnets feel stronger than they actually are. But like I said earlier, that might go away. But yeah, I'd say the XS has stronger magnets, but only slightly. They're still both pretty strong. And the GTS3, I accidentally put too much lube in this cube earlier, so there's a lot of resistance in all of the turns, but I think the magnets are slightly stronger on the Tengyun V2 than the GTS3, but they're still pretty similar. All 3 of these are pretty similar. Of the 3, this is the weakest, middle, strongest, and I don't know why I have the V1 here. It has weak magnets. Of course, the magnets are stronger in the V2. Good. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Ronan is bored asks 2 questions. 1, is it as stable and quiet as the Tengyun V1? And 2, is Mayonnaise an instrument? So to answer your first question, the V1 is quieter, but a slightly higher pitch. And if you lubed the V2 in the right way, I think you could make it as quiet as the V1. And if you tweak the settings, you could get the V2 to feel more stable or less stable than the V1. Out of the box, I think it's more stable than the V1. And to answer your second question, is Mayonnaise an instrument? So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Tengyun V2. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate it because this took a lot more effort than I expected. Anyways, if you like this video, leave a like, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this because I've got more videos coming in the future. Also, if you like the music in the background, I made it. Links in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.